Can God be manipulated?
Yes, there's one way to manipulate God. Shalom, peace, ahava. The Eivishter has a weakness. And the weakness is when he sees peace amongst his people, he is helpless to do what he thinks the people need. This is brought in Sfarim, it's brought in Rishonim. Two of the most evil generations in history remained unpunished because they got along. The generation of the Deir HaFlaga, of the Tower of Babel, of the Great Dispersion that were in the times of Avram Avinu, they were considered greater Arishayim, greater sinners than the people who went through the flood. And the proof is that the Gemara says, and Rashi mentions it also in Chumash, that the Deir HaMabel, there's an opinion that Yesh Lam Chelik Leil Mabah. And the Deir HaFlaga, everybody agrees that they don't have a Chelik in Elam Haba, they have no portion of the world to come, and yet they were never punished. They were simply scattered. Because their whole MO was they're going to oppose God by loving each other. And the Eibishter says, where there's peace, I cannot act. Even when people are pagans and living very immoral lives, I cannot act where there is shalom. Like by the Mabel also, the people of the Mabel were guilty of all kinds of immorality. But the bottom line is, the flood happened because of Chamas, because of Binad Nachavede, theft. People were stealing from one another and so on, but not because of other areas of immorality. And the second is the generation of Achav. Achav was the king of Israel during the time of the first Beis HaMikdash, and he was a very big Rasha. He was only exceeded in his riches by his wife Izebel, who killed hundreds of prophets of God. They murdered hundreds of prophets of God. But the Gemara says the Jewish community at that time lived in such peace and harmony, there was no dalturia. One Jew would never inform on another, would never do something to expose the evil of another. And Hashem Kvayachal was helpless at punishing Beis Amri, the house of Achav, until he murdered one man and stole his field. Because absolutely the Eibishter has a weakness, and that weakness is Shalom. And you see what's ironic, our weakness is Machlekes. The Jewish people have such a difficult time getting along, and so frequently it's the most righteous and pious amongst us, because we have this phenomenon called Machlekes L'Shem Shamayim. Everyone is fighting God's battles. How can I compromise? How can I step away from my principle? It's not about me, it's about God. You know, there's an old cynical joke, the Mishnah says, Machlekes L'Shem Shamayim Seifel L'Hiskayim. When you're fighting God's battles, the fight never ends. When you're fighting your own battles, you know what, that's not worth it. And the reason for this is, since Shalom is such an amazing weapon, because when Jewish people love one another and get along with one another, even if they're Rishayim, Hashem blesses them and showers them with all kinds of goodness. Alachas kama v'kama if they're not Rishayim. So the Yetzer Hara, the Samach Mem, the Satan, call them whatever you want, puts all of his koiches into dividing us.